Dang. I'm sorry about the camera, folks. It just went to crap. Alright, I'm going to let y'all come on in. When you get here, I got a lot of stories to show. So, you ready? Starting right off the bat. Okay. Go into the news, please. There we go. All right, folks. Breaking news: FBI whistleblower is here. You're welcome, Ring. There's a lot of news coming out. Putin wants Obama with all he has. Barry Sarato is his real name. He's from Kenya. He was not from Hawaii, like he told everybody. Thanks for the like. And whoever shows up, shows up. But this is what's going on. And the FBI most wanted is McCabe, James Comey, George Soros, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Bush Senior, Barbara Bush is involved. Does not surprise me, does it to you? But Barbara Bush is gone, so she's out of the pick. Even Michelle Obama is wanted. All of these people has done pedophilia. I'm going to start the tournament so you can start watching what's going on. I got a couple more to show on my creatives, and then it all is going to be WWE. And as you can see, the Black Panthers has a belt that I created for them. This is for you, Tupac. Enjoy, folks, and enjoy my news. And thank you for coming back, Ring. I had no idea y'all really love my stuff. I've got 2 new subscribers. Thank you for Justice that subscribed to me. And anybody would help a lady that has fibromyalgia. Deuce's journey. She has fibromyalgia. Would you subscribe to her? She's actually my old boss. If you would do that for me, it would be nice. And if you do and you ask for the link, I'll put it down below. So, without further ado, here you go. Mankind versus Superman. And here's the news. We're going to start off with the FBI whistleblower. Okay. I was about to say, what is going on with this thing? Okay, it's up.
Happy Saturday, everyone. I want to welcome back to the program supervisory special agent, retired FBI counterterrorism expert, Robin Gritz. Robin, hello.
Hello.
How are you? I'm well. Good to see you. You're looking lovely this afternoon. Sorry.
Well, I got a little rest. It was about 105 degrees outside here in Illinois. And so I planted some plants this morning, and that just took it all out of me. So I came inside, took a nap, and here I am.
That's great. Plants, nice weather. It's the last time I saw you in Chicago, it was freezing cold. So
yes, it was.
That's good. And we're going to be talking today about some of the most wanted by us at least, to be thrown in jail. The top brass at the FBI, and many people are going to recognize some of these guys who have been testifying before Congress, but there are a few people on this list who are possibly new to people in the general public. We've got in that graphic James Comey, Carl Gaddis, Bill Priestap, and of course Andrew McCabe. And these are individuals that you used to interface with all the time. Basically, we've heard that the FBI is comprised of 87% white males, the self-admitted white male hierarchy. And you're going to take us through this new OIG report specifically about gender inequality within the FBI, something you experienced firsthand.
Yes, the Inspector General, I guess for years, has been doing a full report and examination of the gender inequalities or equalities in their law enforcement components. And of course, the FBI, DEA, Marshal Service, and ATF fall under the Department of Justice. So they went through all of them. And it just came out on the 26th this last week. And it was really interesting considering my case.
Thank you for the 2 likes, everyone.
And that
Appreciate
is a discrimination, and I have a retaliation case against the FBI. And this does show in here a lot of interesting percentages. One thing I do want to bring up is they said only 33% out of all the agencies of female criminal investigators reported that their agency was gender equitable.
33%, Robin.
Yeah, and I want to point out that when you're reading this, criminal investigators are like the agents. They're the people that carry the weapon. They're 1811s. The other people that also were in this survey.
By the way, that if you just joined us, this is former FBI that is whistleblowing. Besides former former CIA Kevin Shipp, and then you have former ex-NSA Edward Snowden. But this Robin chick is good. Just listen to her. She's awesome.
Were professional staff or analysts. And I really found this one. This one was really surprising. 43% of female criminal investigators responded that they had experienced some form of gender discrimination during the previous 5 years.
Wow.
That's almost half of your agent population out there. Now, I mean, it was a really, really interesting report. They said that dissatisfaction and mistrust in the EEO process and fear of retaliation were the top reasons that people did not come forward and did not file an EEO. And that is something I do want to talk about in a second, because this report's fantastic. It gives a lot of different recommendations, and it talks a lot about the recruitment by the FBI of special agents. The one thing that I can say harped on is there's no problem with recruitment. There are millions of people that want to be an FBI agent. And the problem is in the culture, especially at the top. And that is what I have already said that Director Ray should be looking at, is the retention of female agents. When I filed my EEO, I was a GS-15. And they're saying that, as these criminal investigators went up the ranks, there's less of them, less of a percentage of them. That's because when I hit GS-15, that is when I started to really hit a lot of the inequality remarks and such. And what this report does also not really hit upon is what actually happens to whistleblowers, to EEO complainants.
Let me pause you for 1 second, Rob, because we're covering a lot of acronyms that I want to make sure people know. Even since our last interview, there have been so many new subscribers to Crowdsource the Truth. First thing I want to do is I want to give them just a little background on you. EEO, of course, is an equal employment opportunity complaint. And Robin, of course, has resigned from the FBI because of discrimination. And Robin was the first to tell me about this culture of retaliation, but we've heard about it now from so many former agents, including Michael McMahon, Michael Dick. We've heard about it even from people outside, similar agencies, of course, the CIA. We've been speaking to Kevin Shipp. So this concept of retaliation, it's very, very common, and lawfare is one of the most commonly used things. They can restrict your access to
This is pretty cool. What do you think, Ring? The FBI versus the FBI, CIA versus CIA. This is the wildest stuff. I love it.
future employment. They can restrict your access to retirement funds. They can bring lawsuits against you. And of course, Robin has been fighting an ongoing battle, and she really does need our financial.
She sounds sketchy. Heard this one amount others. Yeah, well, she knows what she's doing. She's pretty tough. Which I am so glad. And there's Rachel. Did you see that, Ring? She's on there. Oh, okay, you did. You said hey. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Well, I got a lot of news. Putin wants Soros, George W. Bush, Clintons, Bill Clintons, Hillary Clinton, Obama, Michelle Obama is even wanted. There's a lot of people wanted, folks. Do you think these people got a chance? Not against Russia. I'm telling you. They just give up or leave because every one of them's wanted for murder, molestation, rape, smuggling drugs, and they're the ones that did the FEMA camps.
Support people who want to get behind Robin's struggle against corruption within the FBI can search for the GoFundMe page. If you just type
Thank
in
you for the like.
Robin with a Y and grits and GoFundMe into Google, you can help Robin with her legal battle. And of course, people who want to follow Robin on Twitter, she is there at VA Bell 2010, and Robin is tweeting a lot of important issues related to FBI misconduct and just the general goings on in the government, issues that are important to female law enforcement agents and whistleblowers of either gender, any gender for that matter. And I really recommend that people follow Robin and support her in fighting FBI corruption, which seems so rampant. And we're all just learning about this now.
Yeah. It's, I think the reason we're learning about it is because of what is going on in the top brass, or has gone on in the top brass of the FBI. And there are people that are afraid to come forward and either speak to Congress or OIG. They're afraid of the retaliation that happens next. And in the FBI, our internal affairs is the Office of Professional Responsibility, and you'll hear OPR. OPR is the internal affairs. What usually happens, and it happened to me, is I filed my EEO complaint. Within 5 days, Andrew McCabe authorized an Office of Professional Responsibility investigation of me.
Hey, Ring, do me a favor and share this. This is big. Wow, this is big.
That I was filing or had filed an OPR against the individuals that gave him the referral for the OPR. And what they do is they try and find any little petty thing that they can get you on. And the reason I say they can get you on is because the two individuals I filed against, their emails. They, for some reason, had printed them out and put it in my personnel file. And they were trying to figure out what to throw at me. and one of them said, "Well,
he's good at all of them. I think I like him.
And the
He's
other one
awesome.
said, I've got.
I haven't seen anything bad on him yet.
OPR, which is
Not
against
yet.
policy and against any kind of rights.
What does that mean, an offline OPR?
He had a friend. He said that I have a friend.
Michael Quinn. I don't think I've heard of him yet.
Basically,
I'll check him out.
No, it was one of the two guys that I worked with.
Got it.
And when I read it, I said, well, I used to be in the inspection division that actually works with OPR to investigate anything that happens in an internal affair. And that's against policy. Like he's having someone to use their official position to help him try and figure out what to file against me. And
wow.
The other guy says this. He goes, just stick with the plan.
Wow.
Appreciate you watching, Rachel. You're awesome.
Robin, that these guys are regularly, they're in a regular practice of violating the rules, working together to push out their opposition, and anyone who is not politically or criminally, let's face it, aligned with their agenda is in the line of fire.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I had worked with Andy McCabe since 2005 in the counterterrorism division, and we ended up a lot of times being in the same unit or the same office. We both were at Washington Field office together. He was my assistant special agent in charge. I was the supervisory special agent over extraterritorial counterterrorism squad. And we had some issues when I was at Washington Field, just disagreements, but I thought we had worked through that. From what I do find after I've been out 6 years waiting for anything with my
Have you ever seen Mississippi Burning? If you haven't, check it out. It's about KKK. McCabe looks like the guy in the movie Mississippi Burning. He looks like a idiot with glasses on.
Yeah, that's another thing people raise, how long the process is. I have found out that
thank you for the 4 likes, everyone.
Against me by Andrew McCabe himself. He actively libeled me on official documents. He went to a career board and slandered me. I had been selected for a job in the counterintelligence division, and he went there. And according to someone at the meeting, they just were surprised how venomous he was about talking about me. So you got to wonder, because shortly after I resigned, and I resigned when they
thank you, man. You are the man. Yeah.
My health had suffered.
He looks just like him.
I was going to lose my house.
Seriously.
Legal fees are.
I'm not racist. My dad's married to
I just decided that
African American lady, and I have
resigned
2
in order to
stepsisters,
save my health. I was pretty ill.
Shamira and Cherie.
Tuberculosis, which some people will know. But
very
anyway,
dangerous.
I just, he proactively went after me. So that happens a lot. I mean, it was a personal thing, I think, with me and him.
I know when I seen him, I was like, God, they were a slime ball.
Maybe I was too honest.
He looks like a KKK. It does not surprise me. FBI is the KKK. Seriously. I'll tell you what happened.
Who was the first person?
Obama signed the executive order on killing blacks. Believe it or not, Obama did. And it blew me away when I heard that it was him doing it. I would have thunk that it would have been Clinton's because they're from Arkansas, or Bush, but it was reversed. It was Obama that signed the executive order on killing African Americans, even the gay people in the gay community over there at the Orlando attacks. He was involved with that too. So thought you might want to know that. Kind of wicked and weird, but I wouldn't expect it. I wasn't expecting it from him. But he killed more people with drones than anything. Now Donald Trump's involved with the same situation in the Middle East. Even killed a kid, 2 kids, a girl and a boy, last year.
To actually speak out in support of me.
And we should remind people that, yes, you've got a particularly close professional and personal relationship with Michael Flynn. And we know from True Pundit that McCabe was determined to F Flynn and then...
Yes. He was never was. It was just a name going on the news. He didn't do that. Just thought you might want to know that. It was a drone. It was actually it was the micro drones that everybody's been not getting to see because they're fast and they look like bees.
F Trump. So, I mean, we're seeing all this come to pass. And Robin, I hope I'm not speaking out of turn when I add that you have mentioned to me in offline conversations that Andrew McCabe's vindictive attacks on you and into the civilian professional world, attempting to thwart your ability to advance in private corporations and companies that have nothing to do with the FBI in any official capacity.
That does not surprise me. Good stuff, Rachel. There's stuff I don't know, and there's some stuff you probably don't know, and we can all work together as a team. So that's awesome. That's what I always want. I want more, and I want to learn more from y'all. I'm sponge, and if I hear something and I see it and I check it out, if it's legit, yeah. If it's not, then I'll let y'all know. But that does not surprise me.
I want that to sink in for people. You are a highly trained supervisory special agent defending the people of the United States and our military personnel worldwide against terrorism. And this wretch, Andrew McCabe, is determined to keep you down and prevent you from doing that extremely important work, basically totally incapacitate you and destroy your life. And yet we have foolish people around the country who have contributed over $500,000 to a GoFundMe campaign for this scumbag.
She said, "Hey."
While you continue
NASCAR
to struggle,
and listening to
and,
news.
Your
yes.
lawyer has just passed, sadly.
I was so wrong. I thought Daytona was tonight, and it's not. It's Chicago tomorrow. So, yeah. Wow. I wasn't expecting that. I'm picking Kyle Larson to win tomorrow. Maybe I'll get my 21st win.
Which is obviously an unrelated complication to your legal defense. Robin really needs our support. I want to call on everyone in the crowdsourced community to go to her GoFundMe page and really consider becoming a sponsor of Robin's GoFundMe campaign and helping her to stop this kind of activity. Pointing it out is one thing, but we just can't have people like Andrew McCabe and this culture of retaliation, particularly against whistleblowers. People like Robin and honest agents within our alphabet agencies are so important because we just don't really have any kind of official watchdog over these agencies. And we can see now from these OIG hearings and everything that's been going on the past week in Congress that when these powers are left unchecked, they just run rampant and they can destroy our whole country.
Yeah, because OIG is supposed to be the official watchdog, but they only really look at procedural things. And I filed an OIG complaint, back in either 2014 or 2015 via...
I found out Constance White's comments were deleted too, Ring. So they're not the only ones that got deleted and blocked and having to subscribe again. So blew me away when I got the emails and there was nothing but emails coming out of nowhere. This one got blocked, this one got blocked, this one got deleted. They let me know what happened and how they did it and what happened. And I'm like, holy crap, this is really happening. Our freedom is gone. And I was like, I didn't block them and I didn't kick them, but it says that I kicked them and I blocked them. Tell me if that's crazy. And Tasmanian Devil, I think he won. I don't know. Hope y'all enjoyed the Tasmanian Devil. I enjoyed making that.
Senator Chuck Grassley, he also asked for this it might be just this report, and it took that long to be done. And Senator Grassley has asked 4 times YG to look at my case, review the circumstances of my case in light of what is coming out of the investigations. And that's why I think it's important that this came out at this time, because people need to realize that this is happening. There's Chuck Grassley. He's been fighting for whistleblowers forever. He must feel pretty vindicated.
Thank you, man. It wasn't easy. None of these game designs I do is not as easy. I just try to do the hardest ones that's not even on the game and make them look good. I don't see nobody doing this. I don't see anybody doing the game designs or the news like I do. I believe I'm going to survive.
Right now, because people have been looking at him like, you're crazy, dude. And he's just,
wow, thanks for the 5 likes. I did not realize that.
He's not looking to trash an agency. He's looking at getting the corrupt people out of the agency. He's looking at having checks on what the agency's doing.
We need them.
And again, what's weird is someone called me, someone high up in the DC area, that said to me, I just want to let you know that your agency was hijacked for the last 5 years.
Yeah,
and I said, well, 5 years ago I left. And he said, exactly. Because
that's because me and the Marines militia is the only ones that's reporting it, because we're not scared. All these other channels are controlled by the NWO. I'm not controlled. I work with a contract with the boys, FBX, CIA, XNSA, Anonymous, the Marines militia, WikiLeaks, all them. Julian Assange is a big hero to me, and so is Kevin Shipp. His family got poisoned, and John Moore, unbelievable stuff he does. He's former military from the Navy, and y'all ought to go check out their channel sometime. I am thinking about bringing in some John Moore reports and some Edward Snowden stuff, because his stuff is good.
I guess I would have been in the mix somehow. I probably wouldn't be working for them anyway, because I would have whistleblown and been retaliated against. It would be the same spot I'm at right now. But I do want to say that the one thing about this report I do want to bring up, okay? So I brought up that they're looking at recruitment. You got to look at retention. You got to ask, why are these female criminal investigators not going up into the GS-15 or into the SES?
Get this. He's recruiting, all right? He's recruiting prisoners. He's recruiting cops on the streets that's from prison. It's weird. Everything's going to be reversed, folks. Everything. To pedophilia, to drug dealers, to murderers that's coming out of prison. I'm telling you, hell is about to come on unleashed in the United States. Y'all don't even know what's coming. And we got to keep our kids safe. I'm sorry, but I'm not waiting on the rapture, because the rapture should have been here a long time ago, because the rapture didn't show up on the other countries. And when they showed up with the chip's been here since 2006, folks. Since 2006. If you've had a surgery or anything, you sign that piece of paper from the hospital, you may have already got the chip while you were under the knife.
That's right. Why are there percentages of females heading offices has actually down? There was a really interesting statement by the I want to find it. I had it right here. The ATF director, and it was something to. Here it is. Okay, no, that's not it. Something to, it's great and all to have great recruitment, but we got to make sure that these criminal investigators feel welcome and advance in their career. And it just.
I've got a lot more to tell y'all. This is a long story, but I'm going to be honest with you. I've got a lot more. There is a story coming out that's blowing me away. That the Democrats saying this is our last 4th of July. That is scary, folks. So next year is when all this is supposed to happen? That makes sense because what was that timeline I said, Rain? Didn't I say next year, around next year we're going to have martial law? This is making perfectly good sense is what I'm finding out. I mean, it is blowing me away too. And if somebody messages me while I'm doing YouTube, I cannot go and listen to their message on my Facebook because it will mess up my video.
To see that 43% in the last 5 years have experienced gender discrimination was really upsetting for me to see. And I got to ask, what is the enforcement behind this? Because I know years and years ago, Senator Grassley asked in a couple different cases, okay, we found out that this individual, this woman, female agent, was retaliated against. What has been done to reprimand those that retaliated against her, those who discriminated? And at the time, nothing. And I could say that's the same way it is now.
Wow.
They get away with it. They walk away. And
Wow.
it is, OPR does have it in their table of offenses.
Hold on, guys.
Retaliation, discrimination. They have the ability to do that. But they've been historically a tool
Did not know that was
for the
happening.
FBI brass to be used against retaliation, against whistleblowers. As you see in my
Not
case.
thinking straight.
They, I kept bringing it
There we
up.
go.
I brought in documented proof that, here's the emails.
Right.
They were like, yeah, we don't want to look at that. This is what
They don't want to be slowed down by evidence, Robin. That would be
No. No, and what's weird is in Flynn's case, that judge ordered all the exculpatory or grading material,
right,
showing that he could be innocent, that they have, turn it over to his defense, and that's a very key thing because this judge must know how the FBI operates, especially in their OPRs. The thing that we commonly find is they don't include the exculpatory information. And OPR does an adjudication without seeing that, okay, this mitigated this whole thing. This actually explains what she was doing. They did, like, for instance, I was a joint duty detailee, and I was detailed to the CIA. And according to U.S. government policies, I was the body of the CIA, of any agencies responsible for me. But the FBI holds me in an OPR to their time and attendance, to their insubordination claims. But I was technically a body of the CIA. The CIA tasked me. The CIA did all the time. Told me when I was working. The CIA decided what meetings I went to, when I traveled. Mm-hmm. So the OPR that they brought against me is against, or was against, U.S. government policy. And so I turned these over to the SSA that was doing the OPR investigation. And she was like, I don't have time for all these policies.
So, and again, there's a lot of stuff flying by. I want to make sure people watching understand SSA is going to be the supervisory special agent. GS-15 is the highest level of pay grade for a government service agent, if I'm not mistaken. And you also mentioned that female agents are not being promoted into SES. There's been a ton of controversy about this SES. We've heard people say that it's a kind of a secret society of its own, that it's an extension of the SS after the...
You're welcome.
After the...
You put it on the hard level, you won't be winning the championship right off the bat. I put it on the hardest level. I don't like that
from our past
easy stuff.
conversations, but is it possible that this SES is one of these, cliques? We've heard from these, famous, these now infamous text messages between Peter Strzok and Lisa Page, that there is this, we've heard about secret societies, we've heard about this white male hierarchy. Do we want to talk about that for a second, these text messages?
Yes, and GS-15 is
right.
The highest you go unless you become an SES. And
yes, I agree.
The SESs are the higher
I think she's
ranks.
out
And,
right
so
now.
that's why I've always said it. There is a clique, but I don't think it's as nefarious as the SS. But that's just my personal opinion. But when you get to that rank, when you're allowed to go into that rank,
Somebody pointed something out to me. I think it was just the other day that the airplane that went down toward the Pentagon was not even an airplane because there was no scrapes on the walls. Found out it was a bomb. They bombed the Pentagon, folks. The whole government is corrupt. Yes. Just to, it's like a coward thing they're doing, okay? If y'all not noticed, they back out from the biggest fights. When they find out Russia's involved, they back out. You notice that, folks? Or am I the only one that notices that? But Russia has somebody in 2 weeks, and that's Donald Trump. Could that be the day he's gone? Just saying. Remember, the G20 is July 7th. Actually, I think that's one day after they announced the NASCAR game. But I've got a lot of news coming out on 4th of July about the game, the NASCAR game, because I do a lot of the game designs too on that, give them ideas and stuff, and it looks like it's working. I didn't expect them to say K&N was coming to NASCAR. I really didn't. Not this fast. I thought ARCA was before the K&N series. But hey, they like my ideas. It's awesome.
things change. And obviously you see that the group that was doing all this corruption and, trying to rig the election and then the Russian collusion and all that, they were all SESs, and they were all part of, except for Page, the white male hierarchy that the inbox there
Google
is
it.
Peter Strzok
That the airplane
about,
was not even an airplane. It was a bomb.
He might be different now, part of the
You're going to be shocked.
white male agent hierarchy. And she says the white male hierarchy never eats their own. And they also put up idiots for promotion. So that is a click.
Look at that. Wow.
Yeah.
And so that's Lisa Page saying that.
Now, the airplane in Pittsburgh went down in a heap of rubble from being shot down by our own airplane. Our own jets. Air Force shot down that airplane. It was never a fight or argument or nothing on that airplane, folks. They did that to make it look good. And I'm going to be honest with you. They killed the people in the airplane, and they did a ritual on them people in the 9/11 World Trade Center.
Yeah, she's saying that, but he brought it up. I'm part of I'm part of that white male agent hierarchy.
And she doesn't balk. She acknowledges that he's part of it and he's going to be safe because he's part of it. Mm-hmm. That's literally crazy. How stupid are these agents? They don't think that these text messages are going to be seen?
Yeah, I guess not. And I find it interesting that the Inspector General is not going to go after their private accounts, their email accounts, because they do talk in their text messages about, talking on another system.
You know who gave all the evidence to Donald Trump? Don't know if he's going to use it or not. Julian Assange did. A bunch came from him. And Julian Assange gave it to Alex Jones. And Alex Jones ran with it with nothing but entertainment. Me, on the other hand, I'm just giving you the information from what they're giving me. And if it's not good, I'm not going to report it.
We talk about also on the link process or the link system. That is instant messaging.
What is that? An internal FBI system?
Yeah, it's an internal FBI. Microsoft actually does it, and it's instant messaging. When I left in 2013, we did not have instant messaging, so it must have came after that. But it is mentioned in the OIG report, not this one, but the other one. And, I don't know if they were reviewing the link for instant messaging and online meetings. I don't know, because they did talk about going over to link and discussing it further, or discussing something further. So I'm hoping that they do have those, at least those instant messaging. But, these people were trying to stop Trump from becoming president. But then, after the election, they were still trying to unseat a sitting president.
Let's stay on that for a minute, because that is so huge.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people in the American public are accepting that because there's been such a massive media campaign against Donald Trump. And let's face it, I like Donald Trump. I voted for Donald Trump. He's a little abrasive. And there are people who dislike him.
I'm going to be honest with you. Some of the stuff I like about Donald Trump, and there's some stuff, he needs to shut his mouth. Seriously, before we get blown the hell up. Who's that? Okay. But, don't y'all agree? There's some things I like about him and some things I don't. You notice what? You notice that? Okay, cool. But I'm just being honest with you. I don't understand what he's thinking sometimes. Thank God that Kim Jong-un just wanted a McDonald's hamburger. If you believe that shit. Excuse the language, but...
And so they accept this kind of behavior. They want the FBI to act illegally to do whatever they can. We see famous comedians depicting the president decapitated. This is shocking stuff. If we found out that a bunch of white male hierarchy, SES people within the FBI were colluding...
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like, dang, I made it to round 6, but this news is awesome. I'm just sitting here watching WWE with y'all and listening to this because I haven't even heard this. I just know that this is supposed to be good. Somebody sent that to me.
And collaborating to prevent Barack Obama from becoming president. That would be shocking and people would not accept it. But yet somehow this is okay. Most people, or a lot of people, have no issue.
Yeah, what I find interesting is the same people that have no issue with the FBI doing this also like to refer...
You agree with everything I say. There's nothing that we don't disagree on. For crying out loud. That's awesome. Thanks.
Trump supporters as Nazis. And I'm sitting there going, okay, there's a bunch of white male agents and possibly Page. They were having off-site meetings, and some people gave a lot of crap to Ron Johnson about bringing that secret society up. But, that was just bad wording. But, our sources tell us that they were meeting off-site behind the back of executive management being the director. They were the executive manager. So I know when they met, when Ray was already director, it was the Sunday, I believe the Sunday before Andy McCabe had to do his 7.5-hour testimony. They were meeting to coordinate their testimony because they were going to be testifying. And they had these meetings off-site. And, we've made OIG aware of this. And
did you get your swimming done yet, Rachel? Or are you still in that hot swimming pool? Like a hot tub now, ain't it? At night time's the best time to swim, I think.
That is where we cross the line of, they're just meeting for here and there, but they're talking to the sitting president. They're trying to do this Russia investigation against the sitting president to get him impeached.
Well, I want to go back to something
sedition.
you just said. Sedition, right. So you're saying they're meeting to coordinate their false stories. And did I understand correctly that you're saying Christopher Wray was the director at the time and was aware of this?
No, he didn't know. That's what scared me. It was led by Andy McCabe. What scared me was, and this just, I worried about, I guess the welfare. I mean, you get desperate people doing desperate things. You have a new director in. He's got a security detail. But of course, you got all these agents meeting up to talk like this. And the one person that's probably in their way of continuing what they were doing was Christopher Wray. And we have no information to say that he was part of these off-site meetings or even knew about them. We didn't hear Comey come up as well. So I'm unsure if Comey knew the exact how much everything was being done behind his back. And, he has his problems and he's done his stuff. But I have said since the beginning when he got fired that he was handed up by Andy McCabe on a silver platter. And now we're starting to see McCabe's attorney characterizing Comey as, almost senile and goofy and stuff. And
they call him goofy?
You're probably tired, for crying out loud. You had to do yard work and then cut grass and swim and play with the dog and play with Roxy. And for crying out loud, I'd be tired too. 6 likes. Thank y'all, everyone. Seriously. I'm just a country boy trying to give you the real story news because we're getting bombarded by the NWO news.
Yeah, I'm sitting there going, you know what? That's going to bite you in the butt because, the man is not, he may not be acting like everyone would be expecting him to. I'm not fond of him. I never worked for him, but I'm not fond of how he ran the FBI. But I would say that, still, to be saying things like that just to save your own client, he's digging himself a really big hole, Mr. McCabe and his attorney. And, I just think that people have got to realize that there are still people in the high ranks of the FBI that were part of these secret meetings. And they are still there. They have not been fired. This is very upsetting to those of us that were in the FBI and still some current FBI agents and employees. Why are these people still employed?
And I think you're talking now about Carl Gaddis, Bill Priestep.
Yes. And not only that, Strzok's getting his paycheck.
Right.
He's suspended with pay.
Right.
That never happens. And then also to have 3 FBI attorneys with him when he goes up to Congress to testify, telling him not to answer certain questions. What are they trying to hide?
Right.
We want the truth. The American people want the truth on that one.
Now, let me ask you a question, Robin, you may or may not know the answer to. Of course, in your capacity at the, before you left, towards the end of your career, you've told us you were a liaison between the FBI and the CIA. And of course,
Yes.
Kevin Schitt has told us in great detail how so many operations in the CIA are so heavily compartmentalized that even agents within the CIA are specifically blocked from knowing what's going on.
Yes.
Is it possible that Peter Strzok carried some dual role with some other secret agency, and that's why he's being so protected, that he's there in the FBI to somehow control the operations of the FBI?
I was a detailee, and yes, there are, we're going to have certain clearances, but there's also going to be information that's compartmented. That means only a small group of people are allowed to know what's going on. I had actually been in some of those before, and I also have actually asked not to be because I would see just down the road there's going to be a leak on this one and it's going to end up in the press, and I don't want to be any part of that. So leave me. I'm not authorized to be in that folder. Now, I know what you're talking about, Peter Strzok. He brings up he got a coin from Brennan, and he says it's signed. I don't know how you sign a coin. Since I have something here.
By the way, Peter Strzok and John Brennan are both pedophiles. I thought you might want to know that.
And the coins that you're talking about are these sort of almost like special ID.
Okay.
The coins are sort of like a special identification thing from some of these. There we go.
Yeah, this is from the Weapons Mass Destruction Directorate in the there, GS-15. And this was our...
Well, you're freezing up there a little bit, Robin. I think it's possible someone doesn't like these highly secretive coins being shown on Skype. Robin, can you hear me?
What happens sometimes
Uh-oh. She's getting cut off.
Yeah, we lost you there for a moment when you started showing the coin very oddly.
And then all of a sudden
You know what it is? I think it is actually my headphones, but these coins
No
are
way.
metal.
It ain't her
So signing them
headphones.
are tough.
That was weird, guys. After she started showing her coins off, they froze her. They're doing this on purpose, folks. That's why I'm live now, because some of the stuff that I say, they try to freeze me on it. I now noticed that. That's different.
Sometimes people will have something engraved at the bottom, like this one. It has 5-year anniversary at the bottom, and it's special that way. I've gotten one from Mike Heimbach, who was the assistant director of counterterrorism division. When he retired, he gave me one of his coins, and it was a coin that was special to his position. I've gotten coins for myself because I specialized in overseas abductions and bringing people out of captivity.
Right.
And the POW MIA office of the Pentagon had a plaque made up, then also gave me a coin, and engraved on it was my name.
Wow.
So that's something, I don't know, I think that's something that we want to look further into, because it does appear, according to True Pundit, that his father was associated with the CIA.
That's a big
working
deal.
with them. So, this guy just thought he was it. He just, I heard about in the hearing that he was smug. You don't get smug in front of a congressional oversight committee, but they were able to do whatever they wanted for the last 5 years.
Right.
And, I didn't know Peter Strzok personally, so I find it odd that he's so high up. And the others I know, but who the heck was this guy? I cannot find an EOD, which is an entrance on duty. I cannot find a date for him when he became an agent. He started off as an analyst. I cannot find, and no one can, when the hell did he start as an agent? When did he go through the academy? When did he become an agent? I can't find it anywhere. So I do have some concerns about that. That would, not even on Wikipedia, not even, I don't know. So I just think that we have an interesting mix here. We have this guy. He's wanting to testify, but then he goes in with his own attorney. And from what I understand, there's 3 FBI attorneys that are telling him not to answer certain questions.
And it was behind closed doors, right? Not under oath. What's up with that?
I don't know. And I would say, they're not turning over certain documents. Where are the checks and balances here? What's going on?
And so Peter Strzok is some kind of super secret insert from some other agency, and we've heard that there's, 17 of these secret, intelligence agencies. That's really troubling. I think people need to be more aware that we've got these unelected agencies with people who have no oversight. They're doing whatever the hell they want. We see them texting their girlfriends about how they want to take out the nobody voted for Peter Strzok. We don't even know who his affiliation and allegiance is to. He's I spoke with Mike Dick, and he said that he has personally met Peter Strzok, and he knows him, and he works at the FBI, so he is a real guy. We know he's there. But how he got there, how long he's been there, and why there is so little documentation of his activities there are pretty serious questions.
Yeah, and how he moved so quickly up the ranks to be a deputy assistant director. That would mean he had to come in around my time coming into the FBI. Came in a year after McCabe. I actually sat next to Carl Gaddis in the academy, Gaddis Grits. So we came in 1997.
Hey, believe it or not, Constance White called me on the phone tonight. She wanted to hear more about what was going on and everything, because I'm not good at texting, and I think she's in shock. She's trying to get her husband to understand what's going on. He don't want to hear about it, but finding out about the chemicals are about to be on the airplanes. They just ordered that stuff tonight, folks, and that is the the chemicals that was in the Syrian situation, and FEMA has ordered 2,500 gallons of it. Now, FEMA is only supposed to be working for only the United States. So, therefore, does that mean FEMA is going to try to take us out with chemicals? I just seen a video that some countries are wearing gas masks right now. Thought you might want to know that, and we could be next. So be ready, everyone. But 2,500 gallons is not a lot. I mean, seriously, I don't think that could take out a whole country.
I was in a lot of the front offices when I was in the Weapons of Mass Destruction Directorate that I had the coin for. I was part of the front office in that I ran strategy.
Huh? Okay. Well, I understand that. Weird. I thought you just said that to me. That was weird. Cool.
I was basically a special assistant to the deputy assistant director, and an assistant director whenever he needed me. So you can still hear me, right?
Yes,
Okay. So I knew a lot of the people that were moving up and moving around, and I kind of was. They were my peers, but it's just. Where did he come from? Out of nowhere.
Now, we haven't heard that much about Carl Gaddis. He's the National Security Executive Assistant Director at the FBI.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty important.
Yeah, he's over pre-step. He's just under he reports to the deputy director.
So he's right in there with Andrew McCabe.
Yeah, him and McCabe were roommates in law school. They've been best friends for over 30 years. McCabe is more, and this is how I describe to people, McCabe is more of an emotional person, more of a person that's going to show, emotion. Carl, no. Carl's very cool. He doesn't show, he's like, you can have a total straight face and me telling you, I hate you. But Andy, Andy has, you see, like, just that intense
smolder.
Yeah. And, but they've been best friends for over 30 years. And so when you look at the time frame when different investigations were going on, one of them was over it. I joke that they share the same brain because they've been friends for so long. And I don't mean it in a negative manner, but just how close they are.
Right.
And I didn't see anything in this last report that jumped out at me about Carl. So I just, if he wasn't involved, then fantastic for him. But I do find it pretty questionable. And I do know that he was mentioned to be at those offsite meetings.
And you mean this new report from June 26th about gender equity in the Justice Department's law enforcement components?
Yeah, well, the one I was talking about just a second ago was the one that came out, the big,
the main one.
leading up to the election.
Got it.
Yeah, that's where he's not, because he wouldn't, I don't think anyone was pointed out here. And I did find the statement the ATF director made, and I kind of like this, because the acting ATF director said that it was important to diversify the agency, but he further stated, diversity is not enough. People have to feel they are included.
Mine did too, because believe it or not, Rachel said, I've already went swimming laying in bed, and then a while ago it just said the same thing. That was wicked. I was like, I know you did. And I was like, I looked at it again, I read it, and I was like, it just popped up again, the same message. I'm like, okay, we know you're tired. You just got here. Amy, oh my God, you're missing a good show. I thought you knew. It's all right. You're driving. You're doing the Uber thing. Rachel's in there. She said it twice already. She said, she says, I've already went swimming laying in bed. That's twice you said that to me. And then you said, just got here what? No. Well, we got former FBI in here. Well, Robin, family driving. Now I'm home. Oh, family driving. For crying out loud. So you drive for Uber and your family? I'm going to have to, when you ever come to Birmingham, I'm going to need you to drive for me because I don't get to drive that much. I got a Camaro. I don't even drive that much no more because of my injuries. Not Uber. I got you. Sorry. But Robin laying down the hooks on the FBI, former FBI agent. I told you I had friends in low places. Too much family. Okay, 8 is enough. Remember that show? Okay, cool.
In
Or the Brady Bunch.
all aspects of the component. He hits on the part of retention. That's retention. That person knows exactly what I'm thinking of. I mean, I probably would have moved up and gotten an office.
Rachel Ring. There's been a lot of pass-by people, and they're like, "Oh crap! They're talking about the FBI collusion. Let's leave. I'm scared." Kind of people. You got some people that subscribe and some people that don't, and whatever. I had one chick subscribe to me because I saved that kid's life tonight. If you haven't heard, the mom and dad is arrested by me. Well, not by me, but I talked to some people that I knew, and they got them arrested. So, yay me. Two thumbs up on that. We saved the kid's life, we hope. And if you did not know the new law, Donald Trump actually signed the executive order this year. If you hit or hurt a kid like that, it's guess what? You're welcome. Guess what? It's the death penalty, the guillotine in your head or in your neck or whatever you want to talk about it. But yep, here we go. Taz versus Superman, and you're welcome, Amy. I really appreciate y'all coming in here tonight. Ring said, "Hey, I'm bored." I said, "You want me to get on? You want to hear some more real news?" And he said, "Yeah, I love your news." And I was like, "Okay." So here I am. Okay, you tagged her in here? Good. We need to start tagging all of them. Constance White called me on the phone, Amy, and she wanted to hear everything out of my mouth. She can't get her husband to budge on it. We got to get him out of the, before they, look, the plan is they're going to start using our commercial planes to kill people with not just Ebola, but them chemicals that they used in Syria and the chemtrails and the vaccine. So everybody, start waking up, everyone. They want you inside so you won't see Planet Wormwood anytime soon.
And, hopefully would have been Philadelphia instead of the Eagles. But,
Still.
I'd have a tough time in Dallas, I know. But it's just that this group that was at the top of the FBI working together, and it's upsetting to a lot of us. We want people to know that this is not what we were part of. That's not what I joined for. And I hear from current agents who are out in the field every day, something new comes out, and they are just like, oh.
The Army, the Navy, the Marines are thinking about backing out. That's in the Bible, folks. Well, you know what? How's it crazy when you have a volcano every day erupting? How crazy is that? How about this? And they blame it on climate change. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Laugh all you want on that deal. I think it's and when they say you got aluminum foil on your head and it's a conspiracy theorist, you tell them that you got aluminum foil on your head too. It's called chemtrails on your head, dingbat. That's what I would tell them. I would start. You want to get a 5 club? You know what a 5 club is, right? A 5-finger death punch. 5 dinger. Where did that come from? I'm gonna shut up. Y'all go ahead and talk from y'all. I'm gonna let y'all listen to this, and we got more news coming out. Okay, enjoy.
Oh my gosh, what else did they do? And these are agents out in the field that had no clue that the.
Oh, by the way, they have caught Nancy Pelosi drunk. Or is it the MK Ultra? You know what? Let's go to that right now. That is breaking news. Nancy Pelosi comes out of nowhere, folks. Holy cow. Is this really happening right now? Okay. Yeah. This is big, guys. Breaking news. Shoot, you kidding me? I don't know what's going on. Can somebody help me out here? Why is these Californians Democrats? I would think Republicans would be from California. Oops, they are. Donald Trump. Here you go. With a further ado, listen to her words very carefully. She is slurring all over the place.
You know you've always wanted this pool house. You work with Robin and the folks at Chase. You know what you're doing.
That's right.
Rip it.
Okay.
Is Nancy Pelosi drunk? I watch this. She's now fumbling her words, struggling through another press conference. Before we go any further, you need to remember this. U.S. Treasury bonds, they were once considered riskless, safest investments in the world. Well, that all ended in August 2011 when Standard & Poor's cut the U.S. credit rating. Now, if you are ready to learn exactly how you can make the most of your 401k or other retirement account, call Noble Gold today at 877-646-5347. 877-646-5347. They will teach you all you need to know about investing in hard assets like gold, and they'll also share with you a simple 3-step process to optimize your portfolio for a great retirement. Call Noble Gold today at 877-646-5347. Now, back to the news. Peter D'Abrusca for Big League Politics reports a 78-year-old Democrat congresswoman from California struggled to string words together during a press conference yesterday. Pelosi fumbled over the phrase soybean futures, among others, paused for inordinate amounts of time staring blankly into the camera, and asked a reporter to repeat a question. Watch this.
Last week, soybean futures hit a 9-year low. Soybean futures hit a 9-year low. Pork producers, corn growers, and wheat growers are reeling too.
I think she said reborn, soybean, and then she said something about reputing. It's supposed to be repeating. Do we need to carry you back to special ed, lady? Or back to the retirement home?
That's so far this week. The Supreme Court's radical Janus decision will have drastic, destructive, and long-standing impacts. They have reduced the leverage.
That's all, folks. What the heck?
Of workers in our country. Reduce their leverage for, again, collective bargaining.
Hey, I think the lady just dropped her dentures, guys.
Raised the standard. So, here we are. 120, 100.
Oh, what's the what? The hell?
125, 130 million Americans have pre-existing conditions. So
sounds like to me you got a condition.
provenance, our history on this is one that has been solid. I appreciate that question. You might repeat your question because it was in the same line, I think. That's in education and healthcare.
Well, I repoot. That means I might poot in your face, which you deserve.
And research to keep our apprenticeship programs and the rest.
Pelosi, who's the House Minority Leader, has held elected office since 1987. She, along with the 79-year-old Representative Maxine Waters and 67-year-old Senator Chuck Schumer, are the public faces of the aging Democrat Party. You know, something is clearly not...
Something's wrong. You're right. Why did you call him Cook Schumer when his name is Chuck Schumer? Schumer or Schumer? Help me out here, man.
right with Pelosi. Clearly. But question is, how much longer will the Democrats allow her to be the face, to stand in front of the camera? I mean, it would be...
Well, has anybody heard what Obama does? He goes, it. I got a freaking video on that one.
That's for her to retire right now. But, of course, you know, she does. The more she speaks, the more she props up our own position. The more she brings people to our side. But, I mean, the funny thing is the Democrats like to question President Trump's health. Clearly, Nancy Pelosi's.
Hey, we gotta laugh sometimes, don't we? I think that was the best breaking news of all night, which I haven't heard that good news in a while, but that's funny. Nancy Pelosi, I hear it now. Donald Trump says, from the apprentice in the White House, you're fired.
He's sick. Comment below and we'll see you at the next report. For the Next News Network, I'm Gary Franchi. Hold on a second. Before you go,
No, I don't want to hold on a second. That was great. Thank you. I got more news to show. He's a good guy and everything, but I can't tell it all. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Donald Trump. We're going back to the Next News Network. Holy cow, he's all over the place.
708.
Hold on. Donald Trump won't like Mexico's latest action on the border. Well, I wouldn't either. You got to stop these pedophiles and these people that's killing men and taking the women and selling them, dude. Seriously, I would be upset too. And then separating their families.
$82? That's a great deal. Liberty Mutual? That's a great company. President Donald Trump certainly is not going to like Mexico's latest action on the southern border. Now, hold on a second. Do you remember when WikiLeaks exposed all his government secrets back in 2013?
Yeah.
Well, you'll be shocked to hear this secret, too. If you have any of your hard-earned savings in a 401k, an IRA, or other retirement account, you need to listen up, because I'm only going to say this once. You've been lied to about your retirement, because inflation is much worse than you know.
We know.
We got our hands on a secret document that exposes the government lies and shows why your money is actually worth 53% less than it was about 10 years ago. And it also explains how baby boomers could run out of savings. You need to see this for yourself.
Baby boomers?
This is what the government doesn't want you to know, and what they're not disclosing about the true value of inflation. Call 877-646-5347. Again, 877-646-5347 to get this free guide that could save your retirement savings. Now back to the news. Patriot Pulse reports the national media tried to make President Trump look like an inhumane monster for his zero-tolerance immigration policy. This led to radical leftists threatening and harassing Trump administration officials. But now Mexico is teaming up with the United Nations.
Well, that's the plan, buddy, to start martial law, bud. For crying out loud. Yes. Can we just... Okay. We might as well get Goofy do the news, because I feel like Disney's coming in with Fox anyways. Why don't we just bring in Goofy and Mickey and Donald Duck, because they all like having sex with kids anyways.
To attack President Trump. Mexico has asked the United Nations to intervene to prevent the United States from separating illegal immigrant families, even though President Trump reversed the policy. Yes, last week, President Trump signed an executive order to end the practice.
Yeah, you heard it a lot during Christmas. You know, with the, was it Santa Claus or Rudolph? Silver and gold, silver and gold. They already had this planned. I mean, they sing the song all the time. And what did you say, Ring? You said, I'm rolling on the floor laughing. Oh, I gotcha. And she just said, laughing my bow off. Your butt off? Gotcha. Yeah, me too. Did you not hear what Nancy Pelosi just said? I want to know who's worse, Nancy Pelosi or Mad Max Waters. She can't fight, and Nancy Pelosi can't even spell, and probably can't even read. You know, last time somebody told somebody that was Earnhardt, and Darrell Waltrip told that he couldn't read or spell. Pissed him off so much he wrecked him on the track. But hey, I'm just telling it, man. Everything is kind of off the grid, don't you think, folks? We got, you know, Porky Pig, for crying out. I created that one time. Do you not notice that? Obama does that stuttering thing sometimes. Or or you know, when he said about the guns, he said, we need to take their guns and so we can cut their head off. Seriously.
After a global outcry, but the Mexican government made no mention of President Trump's order in a statement released on Thursday evening. Remember this moment? Mexico surely doesn't.
The sight or the feeling of families being separated is a problem that's gone on for many years, as you know, for many administrations.
But of course, Mexico can't get caught up with the fact that Trump has already addressed this issue. So they have to run to the United Nations like a bunch of crybabies. Perhaps if Mexico and Central America...
They can keep on running all they want. The UN, this is stupid. Okay. We appreciate that, Gary, but you need to get off the hamburgers. Alright, let's see what's next. What's really in the air? This is the story I wanted y'all to hear. This is Dabo 777, but some of his stuff is good and some of it's not. He's fear-mongering a lot, and sometimes I want to just go over the Ohio and tell him to shut up. But listen to this.
Hello, what's up? Nothing big, just watching the game, having a bud.
Well, we can go with that later.
Obesity and poor diets have been things that have been linked to diabetes for a long time. The intake of different sugar levels and the offsetting of the body's natural balance. But what we're hearing from a new study here is showing that something in the air could be linked to 3.2 million cases of...
I feel something in the air tonight. Oh Lord, oh Lord. I believe somebody sang that song once before, Dabo. Let me help you out, buddy. Your diabetes is really bad because you don't know how to what you want to eat the right way. Nutritious foods would be best for you, buddy. Seriously. I'm on it tonight, folks. They kind of off tonight. Seriously. And he's got pictures of people in gas masks and everything. Good grief. I enjoy making fun of some of these guys, though. It makes you laugh. I think everybody deserves a laugh sometimes.
diabetes. That is a lot. Now what they want to say is in the air is just simple dust and soot, these particulates.
Yes, I do too, Amy. But if you're not noticed, I've been making fun of Dabo 7 with Darth Vader and the other little cartoon characters on my YouTube channel. Hey, I got to, folks. I mean, he said 3 years ago that there was going to be an asteroid and the light's supposed to go out like 7 years ago. We still haven't got going out yet. And he's still talking about it. And he still had the same map from 3 years ago of Comcast, which it wasn't Comcast and Charter that went out of business or went off on their power outage. It was ICANN. See, you don't know how to tell the real truth. I do. And boy, Taz just got his butt kicked. Well, in that movie did.
Air pollution. They're saying this airborne microscopic pieces of dust, dirt, soot, or liquid droplets are being examined with their relationship with diabetes. And they looked at the data from 1.7 million U.S. veterans. 1.7 million U.S. veterans. who were followed for a median of 8.5 years. None had a history of
Ding-a-ling, we've never had 1.7 million. Are you kidding me, dude? See, some of the stuff he's good at, and some of it you just want to just, like I said, go to Ohio and slap him in the face and say, what are you thinking, kid? All right, real. We can go to this one. This is interesting. CERN. News on CERN, guys. Wendy has something to say. How my phone just popped.
All right, shalom everyone. This video is going to be trying to help people to come out of the Mandela effect. Okay? I want to
Okay.
give you 3 real-life scenarios that actually could happen. Okay? But
Do what? I did what on the Earnhardt thing? Yeah, you're like Earnhardt at the 1993 400. Yeah, LOL. Yeah, you just don't want to push me the right way or the wrong way. I'll push you right back, and you'll be Rusty Wallace upside down and at the finish line.
first, I need to read to you a comment that Child of Light replied and put this comment on a video a few days ago. Okay? Now, those of you who are in the Mandela effect, you probably know who Child of Light is. Okay? She is, as far as I know, she's one that is trying to convince people that there's no residual evidence, that it's all just downloads that are like put into your mind. Okay? And that the originator, it's all coming from Satan. Okay? Here's the comment. Because this person, she's replying to somebody else. Okay? But here's the comment.
Okay.
You must not understand how this effect works. It changes dictionaries, internet websites, concordances, physical reality even.
Sounds like they work for Obama.
Thus, referring to another source is irrelevant. We go on residual and memory, that's it. This effect is insidious. Okay? So, and of course,
Hey, wait a minute.
the
Wait a minute.
Bible.
Ain't that a movie, Rain? Or Amy or Rachel or whoever's in there? Assidious. Ain't that a movie? I don't watch a lot of movies, but that sounds familiar. Y'all can help me out. Cause is CERN. What? I mean, they're digging down to the Earth's core looking for the devil. Hey, yoo-hoo. Is the devil there? No, you dumbass, because he never was. He was a freaking snake. They cut his head off. He's dead. He's not coming back. I mean, insidious. Okay, it is. Weird. Seriously. Hello, where's the devil at? Seriously, I mean, anybody that believes in the devil is stupid. You're a human. You were created by the man upstairs, not the devil. And you certainly wasn't created by Donald Trump, Obama. And I want to just slap Chris Rock in the face for saying that Obama was Jesus Christ. Yeah, they're here all right. They think they are. They're not. I don't believe it. Seriously, I want them to show up. They tried to show up once, but they didn't get it done. They're cowards. You not notice the devil is a coward? They got to get somebody else to do your work. Just saying. I don't have nothing for them. I just call them the enemy, and they're going to get shot. They're Hitler, and I'm going to take them down. I'm like Bo and Luke Duke. I got freaking bow and arrows. Which, yes, I did get me a bow and arrow. Rambo, here I come.
It's changed. Okay. So this person is saying we go on residual and memory, that's it. Okay? Well, anyone else who believes in this effect, who also believes that you just go on residual memory. What's going to happen if one day you would find yourself in trouble with some fellow Mandela?
We're in a spiritual battle with Hitler's butthole boyfriend that they had sex with when he was 15 years old. Okay, I'm sorry. George Soros is a scrotum bitch that's going to get his ass handed to him. And if I get a hold of one of the tanks or the jets, I'm going to blow up, sir. And that's all I got to say. If they cut out the lights, I'm going to be like Vanilla Ice. I'm going to take them out, guys. Y'all don't understand. I'm fed up. I'm sick of the lies. I'm sick of the stealing. I'm sick of the rape. I'm sick of the murder. I'm sick of the drugs. I've said this I don't know how many times. Our men are getting shot by UN dressed up in SWAT team. If you don't think they bring in martial law, our men are going to unload on them. That's why I'm not scared. My family is in the military. My uncle is former captain of Jefferson County Sheriff's Department, and he's got men ready to roll. They are not going to win. They don't have a chance to win, and I'm hoping they're hearing this on the video right now. We've got more men than they do. All they have is the United Nations. Japan's going to turn on them. Japan's already training. They're going to turn on them. China's not even worried about us, and I'll tell you why. China wants to be partners with us because of the money that Donald Trump's bringing in. Seriously, they're done. Do you realize how many women down here are training? Kids. I'm seeing teenage girls training down here. One of them is my ex-girlfriend that died. Her daughter is training. I put it on my YouTube channel. I showed you the girl twerking, and the girl on the bottom was training with guns, shooting, ta 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 ta, while the girls up north are twerking. They don't understand. Do you realize why everybody's so quiet? Every weekend, my stepfather is training with these men. Hundreds and thousands of these men that he's friends with, and they're ready to roll. California, there's people in California getting ready that I know. All the way to Maine. They don't have a chance, guys. They don't have a chance. Get this. They're fixing a fortress around the house for if the drones come in, they kill them just like that instantly, like a dog going into an electric fence. I just thought you might want to know that. These drones that they're going to bring out, they're going to die just like Superman died with kryptonite. That's all I got to say. They don't have a chance. And they're making shark tanks for these terrorists. Shark tanks, folks. We're going to put them in a freaking truck. There's a bunch of diesel trucks down here in Georgia with Jason Aldean right now. And they're going to put these terrorists in. And if the government's involved, they're getting in it too. They're putting them in a boat and throwing them out for the sharks to eat, just like they've been doing the other people from Harvey. And if you have not heard, the FEMA camps are killing our people. Not just illegal immigrants, our people, our poor people. And they're seeing it and they're finding out and they're ready to roll, guys. They're ready to fight back. And the ones that don't fight back, I guarantee you they'll die first. Well, first they're going to rape your kids in front of you and then kill you. They're going to make you cry. And I bet you $1 million that the women are going to fight back. No doubt. When it comes down to their bodies and their kids. If they don't, they need to be killed. That's all I can say. Just like them 2 idiots that got caught by me tonight. I was pissed off with that. You don't understand. I wanted to... It was bad, guys. It was bad. Well, the thing is, it hurts me. I was in Disney. That's all I can tell you. I was in Disney. Knows my story. I know his story. There's a lot of people out here fighting against these punks. And you know the funny thing is, I know a couple former actors that's fighting against them too. And you will be shocked who they are. One of them is Marilyn Manson. He has changed his whole look. Have you noticed? He don't look like himself anymore, folks. It's over. You got Jim Carrey pissed off. They found out their buddies got murdered by these people. Tupac is coming back with the Black Panthers. The Mexicans are on the border about to beat the freaking bricks off of these people. Do you realize what's about to happen, folks? Yeah, this is going to be a civil war against our own government. Have you figured that out yet, folks? Or am I the only smart one here? They're done. We're tired of the 9/11 attacks. We're tired of our countries going over there to other countries to kill to women, kids. Our military went in there and raped them women and them kids. Disgusting. And then Hurricane Katrina, that really woke me up. Hurricane Katrina, Bush's boys come in there, contracted to rape and beat the hell out of men and women and kids. Have y'all not heard my NASCAR video yesterday? It's coming, guys. And that was announced in 2016. That video came out 2 nights ago. Good night, Ring. I'm going to try and get some sleep. Alright, well, I'm almost done. This is the last one tonight. Keep pounding championship. Speaking of Black Panthers, I created that championship for the Black Panthers and Tupac. And if you don't know, the Carolina Panthers are the Black Panthers, and they're going to win the Super Bowl this year. It's the year of the Black Panthers. If you did not know that from the movie. And well, go get you some rest, sweetie. Go get y'all some rest. Y'all gotta go. You know, you can always hit rerun, like the show Rerun. Oh, Dynamite! You know that one. I'm serious, guys. If you think that all of this is in the Bible, it's not. Whoever heard of you giving up your kids? Does anybody know that? Who ever heard of you giving up your kids? The rapture hasn't came yet. When the rapture comes, then we'll go up in heaven. But that ain't got here yet. It hasn't come to the other countries either. And they already got the chip. Wake up, folks. Wake up. I mean, come on. We're not going to see Jesus until we go up to heaven. We're not going to see God until we go up to heaven. They're both dead. The devil was never been... He's not the devil. The devil's dead. I mean, the serpent was the devil. We got snakes out there all the time. What are they doing? Talking to a reptile, a little snake. Hey, okay, what can we do now? We're going to kill somebody else. The only reason they're killing people is because they're jealous, they can't get it up no more, and they're all having AIDS. Every 13 world banks got something wrong with them. Even your stupid CEO of Facebook. And if you did not know, Zuckerberg is family of Hitler. Thought you might want to know that. He's not from America. So let's go to the final cap here before you leave. All 13 world banks are from another country. They've been bought, and our country's been bought out by all them countries. We've been sold out, folks. The NWO has sold us out. And the only way we fight back, what my grandfather said, fight or die. World War II. He said it's coming. World War III is the same thing as World War II. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. I appreciate the 7 likes too. I care. I have a big heart. And it looks like we got over 4,000 other subscribers that has a big heart too for sharing and subscribing and liking. And I really appreciate that. Yes, we will fight. We're going to fight into the night. Because remember what the Democrats said. This is your final 4th of July. Train, get you some food, get you some water, get you some guns, get you some solar power panels, and start digging a hole big as 6 foot under and get under it because you're about to get bombed. Not asteroid, bombed, folks. Alabama has decided to start a new law. If you do not have a storm facility underground, you will get fined. They need to do that all over the United States. There's the belt. I'm proud of that. That's for you, Tupac. And the Black Panthers. I have a lot of respect for blacks, white, Hispanic, even Japanese. I dated a Japanese chick. So I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not racist. I've dated a black lady. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, it could. You may. You're in Florida. You got F6s coming. F6s. You got Category 6s coming this year. They're going to try to get a Category 7 this year, so get ready. They had almost a Category 6. 10 more miles per hour would have been a Category 6. I dated a bunch. Hey, you got to remember what I used to do. I told you. Oh, man. Y'all, you're something. But, is that it? Was that the end? Wow, that was fast. Well, that's it. I'm not afraid to die either, but I'm going to fight for these kids. I'm sent here on this earth to keep you and the kids safe. You was bad? Oh, yeah. 6-hour energy is what they used to call me. Oh, my. That's why Katrinka loved me for 17 years. And she didn't even care what kind of work I did. Bio is the end. Well, remember what's coming July 27th. The planets line up, and then the micro drones are coming. They look just like kids' toys. They can turn on. So if your kid's got a toy like a micro drone, you better take them drones away from them because they got dynamite. They got explosives on them things. So I did not know that. So you might want to watch what kind of toys these kids got these days. But I hope y'all enjoyed it. I love every one of y'all. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing, and viewing. Amy, you're awesome. Did you subscribe to me again? Is that a different one? Yeah, bio is the end. It's going to come from a satellite. There's your rapture, folks. The rapture was made by man. Just thought you want to know that. Everything's made by men, by idiot men. I'm going to be honest with you right now. You would think the whole United States would be pissed off, being enslaved, tax money going to partying for them. Can't even do what they doing. Think about it. All that rape and molestation they're doing behind everybody's back. You would think they would be upset, but I don't see it. I don't see anything coming. I think we got nothing but cowards, and they're all going to die. And the Marines militia is going to kick their ass. Yes, that's right. There's a fake rapture, the aliens, fake aliens from China, and then you got the real rapture. I say in about 7 or 8 more years. I said we got 11 more years left. So get ready, everyone. I love every one of y'all. There is more talk about Ivanka Trump running for president. She's really thinking about it, guys. I think this may happen. Donald Trump falling out. Talk to y'all later. Love you all. Appreciate it.